Ciao Minna, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I feel like January tends to be a bit of a crappy month for a lot of us, especially here in the UK. The weather is not great, it's dark, dreary, you don't have Christmas to look forward to anymore, so yeah, it's a bit of a long month for a lot of us. But yeah, so I'm here to talk about digital manga, and the reason why I'm here talking about digital manga to you is because I'm new to this wave, and I know it's been about for a few years now, but you know, I'm late as per usual. And my parents got me a Kindle recently for my birthday. It's not like one of those normal Kindle readers that are like this big. Mine is like a massive tablet, but it's great because it means I can watch anime on it as well, and you know, the colour pages come out as colour, whereas if you have like a normal Kindle, I don't think you get colour pages on that. I think it's just purely black and white. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I've been indulging in a lot of digital manga recently, and it has been a ride. I love it. But that's not to say I don't love my physical copies, because as you can see, I love my physical copies. There's more up here, by the way, in case you don't know, and there's more coming on the way as well. I just, you know, any manga reader or collector, like die-hard fan, not even a die-hard fan actually, I feel like any kind of fan loves having like physical copies of whatever they like whatever hobby you have, just because it's nice to have something tangible to touch. And yeah, but that doesn't mean we should sleep on digital manga at all, because honestly, I'm loving it. So I'm going to start off with the pros of digital manga, because I'm on this like happy wave of wow, it's changed my life kind of vibes. So yeah, first things first, it saves shelf space. I feel like that is the first and foremost pro you can think of. Like, not a lot of us have like massive homes or like extra rooms in their house which they can dedicate a whole room to just manga, you know. Some of us are confined to like one bedroom, or like, you know, just a small house. Like, you know, we're confined to a finite space. So saving shelf space is, you know, something we need to think about. Sometimes you have to compromise on like volumes or series you want to collect because you're like, oh, I don't have enough shelf space for it. Meh. So digital manga in this case is your friend, because you download that app, whatever app you're thinking of, whether it be Kindle app, whether it be the Kobo app, whatever, any other e-reader app that's out there, you have it on, like, you don't need to have it even on one device. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on your tablet. The pros, guys, the pros. But yeah, so you have it on your tablet and you can have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of volume all on this one tiny device. Technology, guys. I'm a grandma and I don't like technology, but in this instance I'm advocating it because freaking out, like, yeah, hella volumes on one little app, which, you know, takes us on to the next pro. Because you have all your volumes on one app or on one device, when you're traveling you can take it all with you. You know, if you're on holiday and you want to have like a casual read, whether it be manga or any kind of book, you can take it, like, you can take loads of books with you, you can take loads of volumes with you. Because I mean, let's be real, if you're like deep into a manga series and you're just like, you can fly through it so easily. You can read a volume in like, you know, a short amount of time. So like having all those volumes in one device, again, it's another pro, like shelf space and take it traveling with you, dude. But yeah, so there's two pros already, guys. The third one being, there's so many subscription plans out there, so many. I've had a look, I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but the ones that I do know about are obviously Kindle Unlimited, which is what I've signed up to. I'm thinking of signing up to Comixology, not entirely sure, so you guys in the comments let me know whether you think Comixology is worth signing up to. Are there different titles in Comixology compared to the Kindle Unlimited app, or like the Kindle Unlimited library? Just because I feel like, is there any point of me getting both if they both have like the same series? copies. I'm not entirely sure. For those of you who don't know, these subscription services means that you just pay like £7 or £8 a month. I know for Kindle Unlimited I'm paying like £7 or £8 a month. Yeah, and you have this access to this massive library. You can borrow up to 10 books on the Kindle Unlimited app at the same time, and then you return it and, you know, borrow the next volume. So you don't really own these volumes, but I feel like it works out cheaper that way. Me paying £8 and I can read like so many books, so many volumes in that 1 month alone, instead of paying like £7 or £8 per volume. So you're saving a lot of money. Like, say if you're reading like 2 or 3 volumes, you've already recouped the costs. So I feel like that's definitely an advantage. It's cheaper reading it that way. Comixology is one that's specifically just for like comics and manga, whereas, you know, Kindle Unlimited you can get normal books as well. There's also the Crunchyroll manga app, so if you're already paying for Crunchyroll anime services, you also have access to their manga library. So, you know, if you guys didn't know that already, download the manga app now, because you're missing out on that however many pounds, £4, £5 that you're paying per month. You can be reading manga at the same time. Like, come on guys. And there's also the weekly Shonen Jump app. Again, you have all your favourite shonen manga all in one go. Like, you know, £2 a month. It's literally £1.99, guys. Great stuff. I'm reading Toriko at the moment on the Shonen Jump app, and Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan. It's brilliant. Like, do it. £2 a month and you've got all your favourite shonen, and there's like hundreds of shonen in there. If you are like, I know at the moment Jujutsu Kaisen is all the rage, so if you want to read the manga instead of watching the anime, or do both, £2 a month, guys. That's pocket money. So yeah, the 5th pro is how cleanly digital manga reads, especially compared to the physical copies. And they're so easy. The interface is great, well, for Kindle Unlimited, for what I have, and the digital manga that I have downloaded. They just read so cleanly, they're so crisp. It's just a lovely experience in itself. Like, obviously it doesn't compare to turning the page and the smell of the books, but it's a different experience in itself. Like, I wouldn't compare one or the other. They're just different experiences, and they're for different people, you know. Everyone has their own preferences, but generally the images come out clearer on digital manga as opposed to physical manga, just because, especially for newer manga. So for newer manga, most of them are drawn digitally, so you have the original file formats, like the final drafts, uploaded for us to access. So you're kind of seeing it in the format that it was originally created in. So, I mean, obviously this doesn't apply to the older mangas, but again, with the newer mangas, a lot of them, for like I think over the past decade even, have been drawn digitally, and as such you get such clean, crisp images because of the format, the files that they've uploaded for us. So I feel like it's nice, and I think I feel like that in itself is the main reason why I'm loving it and I'm so excited about it. Never in my life did I ever think I would enjoy digital manga the way I am right now, because I very much like my physical copies. I feel like a lot of us, not just manga readers, like book readers, you know, if you're a bibliophile, like, you like holding the book in your hands, right? It's the smell of the pages, it's just tangible, and that is every book reader's joy, you know, like holding a book in their hands. But when it comes to digital manga and you have a decent, you know, tablet or phone to read it on, the images come out so clear, so crisp, nothing like the scanlations. So don't even think scanlations are, you know, a good representative or a good idea of what digital manga is like if you haven't experienced digital manga already. So, you know, if you want to see what it's about, download Kindle Unlimited. I think you get 1 month's free trial, so yeah, so you can obviously unsubscribe if you don't like it, but give it a try. I think definitely digital manga for me personally is the way forward. Again, like I said, I'm obviously going to keep collecting my physical copies because I love them, but it's just, you know what it is with the digital manga, I really feel like it gives me the option to download the mangas that I kind of like and can read, you know, legally, whereas it gives me the shelf space to collect the manga I genuinely have love for, because let's be real, every manga I read, I enjoy reading it and I'll enjoy it there and then, but I don't think, oh my god, wow, I want to own it physically. But sometimes I find myself buying physical copies just because, you know, I want to read it legally. So digital manga, guys, do it. Also, you're saving the planet. I mean, not literally, but every little helps. Like, I have so many things, like so many parts of my lifestyle that I need to adapt to become a bit more sustainable, but I feel like, you know, this is a step in the right direction. So again, save the planet, read digital manga. And the last pro, I feel like, of having digital manga is the digital exclusives. So quite often publishers will release new mangas digitally only, just because they want to see how well the manga will do before they print it, and, like, you know, spend a lot of money on printing, because, you know, printing costs a lot of money. So they want to see how well our manga's doing, and if it's not doing that well, then they most likely won't print it or publish it physically, so it becomes digital exclusive. So, you know, you do have like options to manga that you won't usually have physically, which is always nice. But now I'm going to go into the cons, because I'm not going to force digital manga down your throats, even though it sounds like I have been. But that's just me being more excited from my personal experience. So don't take it as read digital manga, but do read digital manga. But yeah, the cons. The cons of digital manga. I think the first one that came to my head when I was like drafting up my notes, I was like, you can't resell them. So say if you lose love for a series, I mean, that's happened to me quite often. I'll reread it and I'm like, oh, why did I like it so much? I mean, that's not to say I didn't enjoy it at the time, but sometimes you want to resell things for that extra buck. You can't resell digital manga, you're kind of like stuck with it forever. Yeah, kind of sucks when you put it like that. The other one is that not everything is obviously available digitally, especially like the really older mangas, which are kind of like, you know, the artsy ones that aren't easily available, the hipstery ones that aren't easily available. So, I mean, they're not even easily available physically, so it's kind of hard to get them digitally as well. So yeah, you can't find everything digitally. Sometimes you do need to resort to like physical copies that you can find on eBay if anyone's reselling them. The other one is not having, you know, the actual book in your hand. Like, you're not buying something tangible, so sometimes it feels like you're wasting your money and you're like, where is my money going? Because you don't have something physical to, you know, prove it. But let's be real, we spend so much money on food, random shit here and there. Like, sometimes you don't know where our money's going anyways, so... And you might as well support the mangaka in the process if you don't know where your money's going anyway, so... yeah. But again, you know, you don't have like the tangible experience of having a book in your hand. And the final con that I could find about digital manga was that the most obvious one that didn't come to my brain until like I googled it. You actually need a digital device to access the manga. So if you don't have a if you don't have a phone, or if you don't have a tablet lying around, you kind of don't have access to your manga, which is a bit crap, obviously. So there's that very obvious one, which I couldn't even think of. But yeah, so I hope you liked this video. I hope, you know, it shed some light on whether you'd actually, you know, want to dive into the digital manga way of life like I have. It's a ride, guys, it's a ride. But, you know, I feel like it's all personal preference at the end of the day, really and truly. And I do think it'd be nice to get into the habit of having both. You know, there's nothing wrong with having your physical manga, but also have your like digital manga as well, because save space, save planet, all of that. But yeah, bye, peace.